Hello and welcome guys, this is me Ronson D'Souza with yet another new place, and this time I bring to you Andaman. We departed from Mumbai at 6 in the morning, and with a 2 hours layover in Chennai, we reached Port Blair Airport by 1 p.m. Now, due to COVID, it is mandatory that you are fully vaccinated to enter Andaman. Also, you need to carry an RT-PCR report taken within 48 hours from your flight depart time. At your arrival in Port Blair, you will again need to undergo an RT-PCR test, which is organized by the government, and this is free of cost. The airport bus will drive you to the RT-PCR testing camp at ITF grounds, which is very close to the airport. Here you will need to fill a self-declaration form. Basically, you need to fill the flight details, where you will be staying in Andaman, your signature, and that's it. Just a tip here, please carry your own pen or you will need to borrow it from someone, which means you will fall late in the queue and eventually your RT-PCR test will be delayed. So better be prepared and stay ahead of the queue and get done as quickly as possible. Well, to give you an idea, this shouldn't take you more than half an hour if you have all things in place. You will receive your checked-in baggage directly over here after you have completed your test, and you can head to your hotel directly. You are supposed to receive the test results by SMS, but I realized that you only get that SMS if you are tested negative. I know that because we have interacted with several other tourists and none of them have seemed to receive it. We checked in a hotel in Port Blair at around 2:30 p.m. We took a homestay, and this was the view from the terrace. The view was as mesmerizing in the night too, and this was around 6 p.m. We crashed early that night, and at 4 a.m. we left for Diglipur as planned. On the way, we'll be visiting Limestone cave in Baratang. At 5 a.m. we reached the Pradhan's office in Fararganj. This is an important stop if you want to tour the Middle and North Andaman. Here you need to create your permit to cross Jirkatang checkpost and thereafter visit Baratang in Middle Andaman and Diglipur in North Andaman. In case you do not take your permit here, you will unfortunately need to drive back all the way to do so. For the permit, you need to provide the RT-PCR test results that you are supposed to receive from the government for the test conducted at ITF grounds, but like I said earlier, you may not receive any report, and so was the case with us. Hence, we had to do the antigen test here, which won't take too long and would cost you just about $100. Luckily, we had a personal travel guide, so he took care of all the formalities, but if you are on your own, this would be important for you to know. So to give you an idea on the travel cost, if you take a personal guide at Diglipur and back, that would cost you about 20,000 for the cab. This is inclusive of the jetty fares and the permit. You will also be able to explore Baratang, which is in the Middle Andaman. Baratang is where you have the limestone caves. If you opt to go on your own, you can take both private or government buses from Port Blair. The government buses would cost you around 700 per ticket, while the private ones will cost you about 1200. You also get sharing cabs from Port Blair, which should be about 1000 rupees per person. Mostly the locals take it. Now, once all your permits are sorted, you are allowed to pass through Jirkatang checkpost in 4 convoys. They are 6:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 12:30 noon and 3 p.m. For those who are not aware, convoys are basically escort vehicles with armed officials. This vehicle would lead the rest of the vehicles, be it the essential services, tourists, locals, etc., through the Jarwa Reserve Forest so that the tribes do not interfere or harass the commuters. Each convoy can lead up to 200 vehicles. However, now given the current COVID scenarios, these convoys are reduced to only 2 per day at 6:30 a.m. and 12:30 noon, and they only take about 80 to 100 vehicles at a time. So you will need to make it for the 6:30 convoy if you have to go all the way to Diglipur, else you will not make it the same day. Some tourists only opt to visit the Limestone cave in Baratang. In such cases, you can take the 12:30 convoy as well. I still advise taking the 6:30 convoy as everything starts early in Andaman and you can make most of it. A few rules to follow while crossing the Jarwa Reserve Forest. This will be announced by the officials at Jirkatang checkpost. You cannot click pictures, you are not supposed to stop your vehicle anywhere, and that you do not interact with the tribes. This footage was taken just before the restricted area start point. The tribes staying in these forests are called the Java tribes. Andaman government takes good care of them by providing them with food and water supplies from time to time. Lately, they have been learning Hindi as well so that they are able to communicate with the forest officials. So after crossing the Jarwa Reserve Forest and then taking a jetty, we finally reached Baratang. To visit the Limestone cave, you need to take a boat from Baratang on sharing basis at 800 per head. After 20 minutes of boat ride, we were passing through these mangroves which felt like canopies formed by nature. And trust me, it felt like the nature is literally welcoming us over here. Every corner and every ground that we covered seemed like a photographer's paradise. The fields, the bridges, everything was so beautiful. I could just walk through these forests forever. Oh, and I forgot to mention about a little friend accompanying us all the way. Well, he made me click a picture for his Facebook profile too. Here you go. Isn't he cute? This trek was about 20 minutes, but it didn't feel like 20 minutes at all. The weather was pleasant and the forest had formed a roof over our heads. These rocks you see here are made of limestone, but they have turned black as they are exposed to sunlight. As we move further, these rocks will continue, leading us to the cave. And finally, here we are at the cave. You will notice several pillars formed in these caves. It basically happens due to water dripping from the roof. The upper part of the pillar is called stalactite, while the lower part is called stalagmite. You will also notice that the walls inside these caves are white, and this is because they are not exposed to sunlight. You should also refrain yourself from touching these walls, as the impurities in your hands can make them black too. Don't touch them and they will shine like crystal. Time to say goodbye to the limestone cave, and we move towards Diglipur for another exciting day. After another jetty ride and rest of the journey by road, we finally reached our hotel in Diglipur by 9 p.m. We woke up all excited in the morning, and after having a lovely breakfast, we reached Diglipur jetty by 10 a.m. Due to COVID, the jetty timings have changed to 10 a.m. otherwise it starts at 8 a.m. The boat ride would cost you about 800 rupees per person on sharing basis, but you can have your own for 5,000 rupees. Finally, here we are at Ross and Smith Islands. This is Smith and that is Ross. So blue the water is, and now I'm gonna show you around so that even you can see how beautiful this place is. Well, it not just looks beautiful, it feels so positive. I feel like I've come to heaven. You will notice that everything is so well maintained over here. Everything is so clean and green, of course. Here you can have the whole panoramic view of the beach. Finally, after taking all those video shots, I just couldn't wait to take a dip. And guess what? The water was nice and warm. We had this place entirely to ourselves, giving us the private beach experience. We made our own fort as well. Small, but we enjoyed making it. Now you must be wondering why these islands are addressed together as Ross and Smith Islands and not as Ross Island or Smith Island. Well, that is because these islands get connected. Yes, that's right. Now due to high tide, you can't see the sand patch. But as the water lowers down, you will be able to see the sand patch leading you to Ross Island. And this generally happens after 3:30 p.m. And unfortunately we won't get to see it as we have to leave by 1:30, as these boats only allow you a window of 3 hours. One more fascinating thing is that the water is blue on one side and green on the other, and they both meet at the center. I just kept walking in the water and I didn't realize that I actually went quite ahead. It was fun experiencing the water splashing and hitting me from either sides. And with that we end our trip to North Andaman, and we will see you again in the second part of this vlog. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.